That frozen mountain remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of all time. Today's story, the Dyatlov Pass Nightmare.
The Dyatlov Pass incident is one of the most chilling, perplexing, and enduring mysteries in modern history. It took place in the winter of 1959, deep within the northern Ural Mountains of the former Soviet Union, in an area that would later be named Dyatlov Pass in memory of the group's leader. The case involved the deaths of 9 experienced hikers under strange and unexplained circumstances that even today continue to baffle researchers, forensic analysts, and theorists from all over the world. Despite numerous investigations and official statements, the full truth behind what happened on that mountain remains elusive. The expedition was organized by Igor Alexeyevich Dyatlov, a 23-year-old engineering student at the Ural Polytechnic Institute. The goal of the group was to reach Otorten Mountain, a remote and challenging summit, and return successfully. Completing this trek would qualify them for a Grade 3 hiking certification, the highest attainable in Soviet mountaineering at the time. All members of the group were young, physically fit, and highly skilled in winter survival. They were engineers, radio specialists, athletes, and academics, a team carefully assembled for a difficult but rewarding journey. The route chosen was considered extremely challenging, especially during the frigid February conditions of the Ural Mountain. Initially, 10 hikers set out on the expedition, but one of them, a man named Yuri Yudin, fell ill early in the trip and had to turn back. This ultimately saved his life, as he became the only survivor of the mission. The remaining 9 continued onward. Among them were Zinaida Kolmogorova, Rustem Slobodin, Ludmila Dubinina, Georgy Krivonishenko, Yuri Doroshenko, Alexander Kolevatov, Nikolai Thibaut Brignol, and Semyon Zolotaryov, along with Dyatlov himself. The group documented their journey in photographs and diary entries, leaving a trail of cheerful moments, snowy landscapes, and signs of camaraderie and optimism. The hikers planned to return by February 12. When no communication was received by that date, families began to worry. Days passed, and on February 20, search and rescue teams were dispatched. After 6 days of searching in extremely harsh conditions, rescuers discovered the hikers' tent on February 26. What they found raised immediate concern and confusion. The tent was discovered on the slope of Kolat Siyahil, a name that translates from the local Mansi language to Fort of the Dead. The tent had been cut open from the inside, suggesting that the hikers fled in a hurry and in great fear. Their boots, coats, food supplies, and equipment were all left behind, untouched and orderly inside. Outside, the snow showed footprints heading downhill toward a forested area about 100 kilometers away. These prints, made by socks, bare feet, and one shoe, were strangely calm and organized, indicating that the hikers had not run but walked away from the tent into the freezing night. Under a large cedar tree at the forest edge, the bodies of Yuri Doroshenko and Georgy Krivonishenko were found side by side, dressed only in underwear with no footwear. A small fire had been made nearby, suggesting they had attempted to stay warm. Branches of the tree were broken up to 5 meters high, as if one or both had tried to climb it. Both had bruises and burns on their bodies, and their fingers were severely damaged, possibly from frostbite or clawing at the bar. Further along the path back toward tent, 3 more bodies were discovered: Igor Dyatlov, Zinaida Kolmogorova, and Rustem Slobodin. All were found spaced apart in the snow. Their cause of death were attributed to hypothermia. However, Slobodin's skull bore a small fracture, likely caused by a fall, although it was not considered fatal. None of them were wearing adequate winter clothing, which only added to the mystery. Why would seasoned hikers venture into sub-zero temperatures without dressing appropriately. It took another 2 months until May for the remaining 4 bodies to be found. These were located in a ravine beneath 4 meters of snow. The condition of these victims was more gruesome and perplexing. Lyudmila Dubinina was missing her tongue, lids, part of her face, and both eyes. Semyon Zolotaryov had severe chest trauma, as did Alexander Kolevatov. Nikolai Thibault-Brignol had a massive skull fracture. Forensic experts concluded that the chest injuries were similar to those sustained in high-speed car crashes, yet there was no soft tissue damage or external bruising. This indicated that the force was exerted with immense pressure, but with no point of external impact. Something difficult to explain without advanced weaponry or obscure natural forces. Adding to the strangeness, some of the clothing items found on the victims tested positive for radiation, particularly those belonging to Dubinina and Zolotaryov. The levels were above normal but not lethal, and their origin remains unknown. In the days and weeks surrounding the event, other hikers and locals report seeing strange orange spheres or lights in the sky near the area.
Soviet military activity was rumored to be occurring nearby at the time, but no evidence was ever publicly confirmed. The entire region was declared off limits for several years after the incident.
In May 1959, the official Soviet investigation was abruptly closed. Authorities concluded that the hikers had died due to an unknown compelling natural force. A vague and unsatisfying explanation that only fueled public speculation. Since then, the Dyatlov Pass incident has given rise to numerous theories, some rooted in science, others in speculation or the paranormal. The avalanche theory suggests that a small snow slide caused panic, leading the hikers to flee the tent and later succumb to the elements. However, many experts argue that no evidence of an avalanche was present at the site. The tent was not buried, the snow distribution was inconsistent, and the footprints remained intact. Others have proposed infrasound, low-frequency vibrations caused by wind passing over the mountain, which may have triggered feelings of unease, paranoia, or disorientation. More radical theories include military testing, such as parachute mines or radiological weapons, accidentally deployed near the hikers. Some suspect the hikers encountered a secret government experiment or were mistaken for spies. There are even those who believe that extraterrestrial involvement or Yeti-like creatures could explain the panic and injuries. A few have suggested that the local Mansi people attacked the group, although this theory lacks any supporting evidence and is widely dismissed. In 2019, Russian authorities reopened the case and once again attributed the death to a slab avalanche. But many researchers and critics remain unconvinced, citing inconsistencies in the terrain, forensic reports, and survivor footprints. The Dyatlov Pass incident continues to occupy a unique place in history, a tragic event marked by terror, confusion, and unanswered questions. To this day, what happened on that frozen slope remains uncertain. 9 young, capable individuals died under circumstances that defy simple explanation. Their death left behind broken families, decades of speculation, and a chilling legend that endures through time. Whether their fate was sealed by nature, secrecy, or something even stranger, one fact remains: the truth is buried in snow, silence, and mystery. And when the wind howls through the Dyatlov Pass, some say, it still carries the echoes of a night when reason failed and the mountain kept its secret.
If you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to turn on notifications.